Welcome to the Future Successors podcast, where the future is now. My name is Madison Zovish, and I'm here with
Maya Ford, and today we have the pleasure of being here with Mr. Issac Hayes III, the founder of Fanbase and the CEO of Issac Hayes Enterprise.
Let's give him a round of applause.
For that great introduction, ladies. Appreciate that.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. What is this new social media that you're creating?
Well, the first thing I'll say is I built it for you.
For us?
Yes.
Okay.
I built it for your generation. Fanbase is the everything app. I think it's the app that future generations want. I think young people are tired of going to Twitter or to TikTok and Instagram and moving around, and they kind of want to be in their own place and have their own social media platform where they, can connect with friends and share content, but more importantly, generate revenue too.
Mm.
So Fanbase is a free to download, free to use social media platform that lets any person have subscribers and followers on the exact same profile from day one. And you can be tipped for all of your content as well. So you can like posts on Fanbase, and if you love a post on Fanbase, you give that person half a penny. So yeah, it's pretty remarkable.
Let me go download. Become a Fanbase influencer. Go follow me, y'all.
For sure.
No, so how do you, in my research, I do see you have a fan base, Instagram, probably have a fan base, Twitter, something like that. How are you attracting, like you say you're attracting us, but you're going through current social media. So how does that work?
Well, first, I had to raise money for the app.
Oh yeah, congratulations. I saw you, what was it, 1,900,000?
Well, in total, I've raised almost 12 million.
Yes.
So the first 3 rounds, we raised 10 million for the app, and we launched a new round where I'm raising 17 million, and we're almost at 2 million raised on that round. That brought on a lot of older investors and people. But the more important thing is that when I did that, I wanted to build something that you guys or anybody that could invest in the platform. Typically, startups like Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and TikTok are funded by a small group of wealthy people that don't look like us called angel investors and VCs. But as you and I both know, young culture and primarily black culture is what gives social media its energy.
It drives social media. Like Twitter wouldn't be Twitter without black Twitter.
TikTok. So when these platforms wind up scaling to tens of billions to hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars, and then they hit the stock market to get acquired, that small group of people make billions. But we don't make anything. So we give all our culture and energy to these platforms, for one, that we don't own, and then two, it's really hard to monetize. So the first thing that I did to attract people was I wanted to allow people to invest. So going through this thing called equity crowdfunding, which is a law that was put in place by Barack Obama and Joe Biden in 2012, allows anyone to invest in the startup. It used to be illegal. So basically, it was almost a crime for us to invest in Instagram. The reason being is because those group of investors wanted access to the best deals before anybody else could. So they wrote this law called you had to be an accredited investor, which is basically a rich person.
Okay.
And so if you're not rich, you can't invest. So with equity crowdfunding, it lowers the minimum to invest and the opportunity. So the minimum to invest in Fanbase is $399. So you actually get equity in the company.
Okay.
And that's important because these companies scale, like I said, to tens of billions, hundreds of billions, even trillions of dollars, and then they exit and then everybody gets paid. So how I'm attracting people first and foremost is an opportunity to invest. Secondly, attracting young people, I feel like, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm gonna make some assumptions.
Let's see.
But I feel like there's no amount of innovation that Facebook can do to capture young people because young people want to be where their parents are not or their grandparents are not.
You won't catch me on Facebook.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, I was team no Facebook for a minute, but it seems for some reason like people in Alabama, like young people, are on Facebook. And so when I was going to college, and they were like, "Oh, be my Facebook friend," and I was like, "Huh? Excuse me?" But I was like, like I have big plans while I'm in school, so I'm like, let me just meet people and make this little Facebook account. But it's almost like a burner account. I don't post on there.
Well, I heard somebody say that Facebook is where old people go to brag about their grandchildren.
It is. And sometimes I want to see how hard my mom
Look at
bragging
my
on me.
grandbaby. She's so.
Right. And so
I don't even go look at my pictures.
I think every social media platform has a lifespan. It will live, it will die.
Mm-hmm.
And social media platforms are made relevant by the generation that make them relevant.
Yes.
So MySpace is dead, Facebook's a senior citizen, Instagram's a middle-aged adult, TikTok, Snapchat's a millennial, TikTok's a centennial, and then there's a whole generation of young people, you guys, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, that are going to take that platform, and then 20 years from now, you guys will be grown, possibly have kids and stuff like that, and then y'all will be like, your kids will be like, I'm getting off fan base because mom's on there. So that's the point, is that, so I wanted to build something that, number one, our culture could own the infrastructure of, empower it, and then monetize it, and then bring it forward. So that's how I'm attracting young people.
Okay, I have a question. So I can say just for me, since the age of like, I'm gonna say like middle school, not even middle school, I've never not had things on social media. We had Musical.ly, we had Vine, we had Kick, we had just everything like Instagram, Snapchats, those. Because I know for me, when I first got on social media, it was marketed to me as communication with your peers, so y'all can be connected, right? Not everybody had a phone number, not everybody got service like that, so you can use social media. And then as I grew up and got into middle school and high school, it was like, this is where you can go for your aesthetics. This is where you can go to look cool. And now it's been, this is where you come to influence and to make your money.
But it's also kind of amazing to see how it's evolved, because I would say that with the start of Musical.ly and stuff, I would think that I've been on social media since I was 9 years old. And I'm going, like, that's about almost 10 years of me being having a social media presence. So, like, it's just going to keep getting younger and younger.
So what protections are you, so my question was, what protections are you putting for young kids and stuff like that? Because as a 9-year-old, there's no way I should have been able to access the things they mind. Because my brother's like 5 years older than me, the things my brother at his age was able to access, because I didn't have understanding. So what protections are you putting in place since you are targeting the youth?
So first, you have to be 13 to create a fan base page. You have to enter your birthday, you have to have an email address, verify that email address, and boom, that's first and foremost. Secondly, we have content moderation on the platform. So we use AI to moderate content. And so it's very, very detailed. Like, it'll literally say like tobacco or potential firearm or whatever it is in the content that's there. And so that content doesn't always necessarily get flagged, but at least we know what it is. But if something does violate, then the app will flag that content and pull it down. So and so I think with all social media platforms, you know, and this is probably tricky for younger people, because I couldn't imagine having a cell phone at 9 or 13 or whatever. I didn't get my cell phone until I was like 20, 21. So, but I think we want to also provide an environment where, because of AI, I want to create, I know that people older than you are going to use Fanbase, but I also wanted to create it where, and I can ask you guys this question, do you want to be in communities of people that are your age, or do you care? So
I don't care.
I don't think I care.
Okay, I'm just making sure, because my point is, if our AI was to say, we're going to primarily show you content from people that are more in your age range and not somebody that's 50 and 60 years old.
Sometimes they are entertaining. I cannot.
I wouldn't say it's not like a I would say it's not like, I don't really care about people older than me because they grown. Like, if you grown, you live your life. But there's no way I want my like little cousin or the kids that I babysit who are 13 and under being like, oh, let's do this and this and this. Like, I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, it's certain things that I can say from a person who grew up on social media, and I feel like we have the best opinion on it. There's certain things that I'd be like, that's not appropriate for you. Because I know I have the experience of what it is to consume this stuff when you're 13 versus it is looking at it when I'm 18 years old and being like, yeah, there's no way I should have been on that. There's no way I should have interacted with that.
Well, I mean, AI is going to help us a lot. AI gets advanced, more advanced every time. But we definitely do that, and because there is, you know, with social media, I feel like the other platforms are failing a lot to do so. based off of the fact that they need to make money. I'm really, really disappointed in X, the amount of things that are allowed on there, with racism, sexism, anti-Semitism. Some of the content is explicit. I think that's not a really safe place for young people. So we do our best to continue to create an environment that's, at least safe for younger people to feel comfortable, and not feel weirded out.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know. Okay. I'll be on more beat.
No, I don't think that's you. I think that's what you've been for a while.
Okay, so what would you say is the difference between success and achievement?
Well, success is simple, right? Success is a simple formula. It's just the intersection of opportunity meeting preparation. That's it.
Okay.
You are successful at something if the opportunity presents itself and you're prepared to meet that moment. That's success. So achievement is setting goals for yourself and then self-fulfillment. So self-success is achievement. I feel like when you set a goal for yourself and you reach that goal, then you are providing the discipline for yourself to say, okay, I can do this. I have the energy, the effort, I put in the work to be able to accomplish what I want to accomplish. But success can happen anywhere. Like, you never know. Like, and that's one thing that I definitely stress to younger people is that when opportunities present themselves, don't ever take an opportunity for granted because it might be the last one you get.
Okay.
If you think of success like buses, let's say in your life you might get 50 buses. And you're like, I got 50 buses. But you let the first 7 go by. Like, I got another bus is coming. But that third one, if you would have took that bus, that's the one that would have taken you all the way to the top. So no opportunity is too small, too insignificant, no audience, anything like that. So I hear that a lot. Like people say, oh, that's not big enough. That's not a big enough show for me to do. It's not a big enough opportunity for me. You never know where your success is going to come from because YouTube could literally be the difference between fan base becoming a global success just by the fact that you guys learn about it here today and tell other people, and it might change the world. So all the time.
I've seen that happen recently, especially when we were talking about X. And so once Twitter formally became X, Instagram comes out with Threads. Threads really wasn't giving. Or even then, I know another company dropped another app called Spill. It was like,
yes.
And that wasn't giving either. So I definitely.
I'm using this as a use case while we have this podcast. So do you know? Okay, so between I've seen both of them.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I'm in
Right.
No, but let me ask you. So I'm going to give them some game, but do you know what the secret? Twitter. I'll call it Twitter because I don't like Elon. He's saying crazy stuff.
I don't like saying X.
It was Twitter before he got there. It was Twitter after he
It's even when I go in my phone and I search Twitter,
it
still pops up.
Right. So there's a secret sauce to Twitter. It's the only immortal social media platform in existence. Every other social media platform will come and go. If Elon doesn't destroy it and it stays, Twitter will live forever. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because it's the only social media platform that's made relevant by what's happening right now. Not a culture. Who won the game? Travis Scott got arrested in Paris. Noah Lyles lost the 200 at the Olympics. So
Donald Trump gets shot. I'm going on Twitter.
Right.
Not only for news, but also for jokes. Like.
Right. So it's citizen journalism. And I knew that as a young person that used social media, I hated on every single social media platform that came out. Instagram was the only platform that I got the moment that I saw it. Every other one, I was like, this is stupid, and left, and a year later, it'd be popping, I come back. Twitter was kind of the same way. And Twitter was like, oh, I was on Twitter in 2007. It was a ghost town. I would tweet, nobody would respond. It was very empty, nothing would happen, X, Y, Z. Guess what happens? 2009, Michael Jackson dies. And everybody goes to Twitter because the people, his fans, were at his house before the news was there.
Oh, wow.
So they were out front taking photos and posting it on Twitter. So that's when Twitter blew up. And I was like, oh, I get it. Twitter's going to be like the news before the news gets there.
Literally.
So you're citizen journalism. So we all contribute to the collective information that goes out there. And I think that if Spill and Instagram with Threads capture that, then they can be successful. I plan on, because of what Eli's been doing on the platform, I just made a statement that I'm going to build a Twitter competitor.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll be part of Fanbase or separate from Fanbase, but I want to build something that is definitely part of it, because we need that. We need to be able to share information, have, whatever's going on, protests, things that are going on in the world, people need to be able to share that information and circumvent the media with the real information.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Another app that I would say is kind of like Twitter, what we have for colleges and universities, is called Fizz. So it's internal, but it's also anonymous, which is something that I kind of don't like, because you can get on there and kind of say anything. Yeah, but that's something where it's like, okay, you stay in the know about what's happening on the college and university campus. So
Yeah.
It's a really good idea.
Absolutely.
All right. So, like you said, touching on protest touching on protest and how Twitter. We're gonna circle back to Fanbase, but Twitter and how it's just basically people telling people relevant time every day. How do you, as Fanbase, going to support? Because I'm be frank, you say you want us to support you, but how are you going to support us in a way that's showing up when things go wrong? Like with Sonya Massey, putting information. I can say on TikTok, Palestine, and the things that are going over there, they censored it. They took you down. They didn't want you to talk about it. So how are you going to make sure your company consistently shows up for the people who invest in you and who show up for you and who you want to be on this app?
So I'll tell you why that happens first. The majority of the social media platforms that you guys are using right now are successful and monetize off of advertising. So, or they're publicly traded companies. So to be frank, the people that are in control and call the shots are the advertisers and the shareholders. So if they don't like something that goes on, they sell their shares or they start running ads. So if a company comes on and says, look, all this Palestine content is running next to my ads, do something about it, or I'm pulling my ad spend, what do you think they're going to do?
Oh, they're going to pull it immediately.
Right. So a lot of users face content suppression on social media. Now, number one, outside of in Palestine, it's done just to you guys in general, because the moment that video got added to social media, it turned every single person on the planet into a television network. Think about this. If you have 18 million followers on Instagram, and I know plenty of people that have 300 million, if you have just 18 million followers on Instagram, that is the visual equivalent of Sunday Night Football on NBC. And NBC charges about $800,000 for a 30-second spot. So imagine if you have 18 million followers, and you could post a 30-second spot on your page, and it reached 18 million people, then what would advertisers do? They would come and run commercials on your page and never run ads on Instagram. So for that very reason, they smush your content down to force advertisers to come do business with them and not you. So everybody all these apps are in competition with the users on the platform. So when it comes to things like political protests, Sonya Massey, again, if a company's running an ad spend and they want to turn down the LGBTQ or turn down the Black Lives Matter or turn down the Palestine or turn down the politics, they're going to do that because the shareholders and the advertisers will let them know, or they will pull their ads. And so that's the reason Fanbase does not run off ads. It's a rev share platform. I want to find unique ways to bring advertising to Fanbase, but I don't want to suppress content. My goal is to provide the most amount of visibility for you guys' content, so you guys are never suppressed. You never feel shadow banned. You always feel like you have a voice. In fact, our mission statement and our brand statement is very simple. It's just be you without limits. That means be yourself with no limitations.
I like that. I'm ready to go download Fanbase.
I have another question, because yes, as African American people, we have our moves, but it's people on that other side who I don't agree with them, but they do feel like their voice should be heard. They do feel like what they feel, it's not correct in my opinion, but they feel so strongly about it. How are you going to, because you say it's for everybody, are you going to give them that space to also be able to express how they feel? Or are you going to put, because you are a black company, are you going to be like, I don't like that, we don't like that over here?
So we have privacy policy terms and conditions like any other platform. So threats of violence, racism, homophobia, xenophobia, bigotry, those things can get flagged. But if you think that you are very fond of Republican conservative values and you want to share those, absolutely you can share those on Fanbase. Are thing with Democratic values, or you don't believe in either party, you should be able to have your voice. I think social media and tech companies are that they're tech. They're not Republican, they're not Democrat, they're not black, they're not white, they're just technology that people use. and they should be able to do that. And so now I can't always say that because I happen to be black, that people that might see the app might feel a type of way or have an assumption about what might happen on the app because I'm black. And the irony in this is, I'm going to explain something funny. This just happened this morning. So I got a Google review. And it was 1 star. It was a 1-star Google review. But you know what the Google review said?
What?
It's literally all black people.
Oh.
That's why we got 1 star. And I was like, I've never seen anybody give an app a review that it's literally all white people and give it 1 star. Right? Have you ever seen that before? No.
No.
So it's the fact that someone like myself has built something that's technology and infrastructure, that's cultural, and we happen to utilize it and support it, that other people feel uncomfortable being the minority in a space where they've always been the majority. So I can't always say that just because I happen to own fan base and be black, that people won't make the assumption like it's only for black people, which a lot of times happens in the media. When I do interviews, I might do an interview. I'm just a tech founder, but the headline will come out and says Issac Hayes III has built an app for black creators. No, I didn't. I built an app for the entire planet. We're in 190 countries and territories all over the planet. On iOS and Android, almost 700,000 users. But sometimes the media does tricks and tries to limit, put you in a box and say, oh, you built the app for black creators. No, I built the app for white creators too. But, that's just, I can't help how people try to define who we are.
All right, you want to cool it down a bit? That's good.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, so outside of fan base, what would you say is your favorite app on social media?
Outside of fan base, my favorite app on social media. Oh man, my favorite app on social media. I mean, well, I can say AI apps are now my favorite apps.
Okay.
So,
What's that?
So
ChatGPT.
apps that make ChatGPT, apps that make
love
music, apps that make images, Midjourney.
Okay.
Man, I just discovered an app that scared the crap out of me.
Why?
Oh my god! So there's an AI image search engine.
Oh.
And if you put a picture in it, it'll pull every photo of that person across the internet where a photo of them has been posted.
Public?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of want
So-
to see for myself.
I don't want to see.
I'm gonna tell you why it's scary. So I'm gonna tell you. So this is funny. This is a true story. I wanted to test how good this was, and I said because it's really gonna be a problem. I test things to see. I always take an app. This is something when you're building technology, you always have to take the functionality to hell before you take it to heaven. What I mean by that is you have to figure out what ways can people use this negatively before it pops. That's how we even build functionality fan base. We figure out how would somebody use this to hurt somebody before we even think about building it. Man, let me tell you. So imagine if you are in a photo in the back of a restaurant and someone searches you and you're there. Someone can find you or know things about you, right? So anyway, I had to test the limits of this, right? So this is a real story. This is like the first time I've ever seen this and I just did this. So are you guys familiar with Freaknik?
Yes.
Okay.
I watched it.
Okay.
I watched the documentary.
I'm crying laughing at Sticky Face.
Okay.
Yes, we watched
So-
the documentary.
This is a true story that just happened within the last 12 hours. I have Freaknik photos. When Hulu did the Freaknik documentary, they wanted some of my photos because I had but it was nothing really crazy.
Oh, okay.
But I had a photo of myself and a young lady that we took in 1994. And I put that image in the search engine and it found her in 2024.
Whoa.
It matched it. I was like, oh my God, that's the girl that I took the picture with 30 years ago.
Dang.
Blew my
That's
mind.
crazy. Because imagine like you were at Freaknik Wallet and now you're a doctor or something. And
Oh yeah, she's married, got kids and grandkids now.
I don't think it's that bad. Cause
No, that's
no, it is bad, but I think when you said it, I thought about it as like people who were like they were adopted or people who they don't know their family history is like is that
See,
deep. So
you see, we had to take it low first.
Why you
We
gotta
had to
take
take it low.
because no matter how good your intention is, someone's always going to abuse it.
yeah, absolutely.
So you always got to understand that the way that people are going to abuse it. Because actually, understand that the NFL is the first sports league that did you know that every attendee to NFL, they're going to start using facial recognition in all the stadiums. So when you're in an NFL stadium, they're using facial recognition software now. So, and this is the thing where I take it a little bit to hell for the fellas. So fellas, if you tell your girl that you went to the game with your boys and you went with another woman and she puts your photo in there and then it comes up, no, you weren't at the game with your boys, you're with another woman,
Yeah.
you're going to get caught.
Yeah, watch that.
So watch that. So just be where you say you're going to be, because it's going to be a lot harder to lie when somebody
Even then, kids don't lie to parents.
What did that lady say? Yo, you are very cheap. If you and your home, 6 of y'all went out and only 2 of y'all paid on that credit card receipt, I'm telling you.
Where did that come from?
It's a song.
What song?
I don't remember.
Whitney Houston.
There you go.
It's not right, but it's okay.
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
No.
Wow, that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
I think we had fun here.
I love AI. I love AI generated apps.
Right.
They're just so much fun.
All right, well, we had so much fun talking with you today. We
Thank
learned
you.
so much, and I'm ready to go download Fanbase.
Go download that app, y'all.
Yes, go download Fanbase and go follow us.
For sure.
All right, let's give you another round of applause.